This is Jerningam here. We're going to be playing some more Boris Johnson's talk.
Well, I think the Americans are certainly very ambitious, Beth, to do a deal as fast as possible. What we're saying to them is, yes, we want to go fast, and we share their optimism and their enthusiasm, but we want it to be a big and comprehensive free trade deal. So it's got to go beyond just trade in goods, in agriculture, and all that kind of thing, because those are quite limited. We don't want to see what you can do in services.
Do you think you can do
we want to see what you can do, as I was saying to the President earlier on, in shipping cabotage, in aviation cabotage. I can tell you one thing: if you're a British architect or an insurance company, you have unbelievable barriers to establishing in the US in a way that an American architect or an American lawyer or whatever does not face barriers in the UK. So there's a huge amount of progress that needs to be made. But listen, the president is full of beams. He's very enthusiastic and so on. So I think there's a
And you've
there's a good chance
established a working group?
We've established a working group, and we're going to get on with it very fast. I just don't want. I know you're inviting me to set a deadline.
You don't want to do that.
But I have long experience of the Americans as trade negotiators. They are formidable, and we will get a great deal. We will get a great deal, but it may take some time.
Mr. Johnson, what viewers back home want to know, though, is where we are on Brexit. 68 days to go. They're not sure where we're heading. Is no deal still 1,000,000 to 1 chance?
Look, no deal depends entirely on our friends here, some of them here, our partners across the EU. And I think in the last few days, we've actually had quite a lot of success in landing some messages about what the UK
I get that.
can do and can't do. Let's be clear. I think at the moment there's a reasonable chance that we'll get a deal, but in order to get that deal, to repeat my message, we've got to prepare to come out with
reasonable chance is not 1,000,000 to 1, though. Is it becoming more likely or less likely after your Merkel-Macron meetings?
I think that, I'm an optimist. I think the chances of a deal are improving, but there's got to be a great deal of realism on the part of our friends that the withdrawal agreement is dead. The text that Parliament rejected 3 times cannot now be made to go through. And I know people think, what's this all about? Fundamentally, the problem with that withdrawal agreement is that it would keep the UK locked in the EU's
sure, I get
trade.
That, and
I think the problem is, viewers at home don't necessarily understand this. It would keep us locked in the EU's trading arrangements and in the lunar pull of EU law without being able to have a say on that. That's why it's totally unacceptable.
I understand that, but did you tell President Macron and Angela Merkel that you were planning to withhold nearly 30 billion or 30 billion of the withdrawal divorce bill of 39 billion pounds? Did you tell them that you were going to withhold that money when you met them this week, or is that new news?
I think what the entire community, what the entire European Union understands is that if we come out without a deal, then the 39 billion
but did you tell them that? Did you make that clear?
And, that's been made clear.
Did you make that clear in the meetings? Because it could affect whether they want to deal with you.
I think they understand that if there isn't a deal, then the 39 billion is no longer legally pledged. And as I've said many times, we will therefore, on the 1st of November, have very substantial sums available from that 39 billion to spend on supporting our farmers, our SMEs, and indeed for investment in all sorts of areas that are important to our people.
1 chance of a no deal to now it being more likely. And for viewers at home, what they actually want to know is, can you promise them that there will not be medicine shortages, that there will not be food shortages in the days after October the 31st if there's no deal? Can you make that promise now?
What I can tell people, and as I said a few weeks ago on the steps of Downing Street, I think that we can get through this. I think this is a great country, the UK, and we can easily cope with a no-deal scenario. And I know that that's what people want.
But also, will they have food shortages in their shops?
frankly, I think it's highly unlikely that
That's
there will
not
be
what they
food
said in
shortages
terms of the
of any
Operation
kind.
Yellowhammer
Well,
papers.
I understand that paper was based on assumptions that were made before we'd really started accelerating our preparations.
So you can now say that we will not have food shortages in the stores if you don't get a deal.
What I also said to people is that there may be bumps on the road, but that we will get through them. And it's absolutely vital that we make the preparations now.
And also
and we do it,
to people. You're hiding all the assessments. You're not being straight with people. Bumps on the road.
No, we've been very, very frank with people about what they need, and there is a massive program of engagement with businesses large and small, with the farming community.
Consumers? Are you going to advise them on medicines and food?
Well, we are making every possible preparation, and I think that is what the public would want us to do. I also think that what the public want us to do, is to get ready for a no-deal Brexit for two reasons. The first is that is the best way to ensure that we get the deal that I think we can get. But the other reason, obviously, is so that if and when we are forced by the obduracy of our European friends to come out on October the 31st without a deal, that things are as smooth as they can possibly be. So I'm full of confidence about it. I do think that, there's going to be a lot of work still to be done before October the 31st, but a huge amount is being done, as you know. We are reaching out to consumer groups, to businesses across the country the whole time. And when we come out, we will then have substantial opportunities that we haven't had before. Opportunities to do things differently in our economy. Opportunities to cut taxes on investment. Opportunities to regulate in a different way. Opportunities to do free trade deals
but you
around
don't want
the world.
To be Mr. No Deal, really,
and that is something I think we can all look forward to. The people who are going to be responsible for no deal are not in the UK. We don't want no deal.
It will be you as well as the EU. It's up to you as well.
But it's simply not possible for us to have an agreement that contains the backstop in the way that I described, keeps us locked in the EU arrangements in the way that I described. That point, I think, has now landed with our friends, and what we're hoping is that they'll see a way forward.
Well, who knows, if one would say to me.
Why are you moaning?
Right, so we're going to do some more Boris Johnson stuff in a minute. Find my I'm trying to find a bloody t-shirt. It's bloody boiling in the UK, as you guys may know. Very hot weather. And, yeah. If you... Like I say, guys, quite hot weather in this UK. Anyway, very hot weather in the UK, very nice. Hope the weather stays very hot in the UK. And other countries are hotter than England, like America. But anyway, we're going to do some more Boris Johnson. We're going to share more videos of Boris Johnson, so I hope you all enjoy it. Right, so I've got to put that here. Now I'm just getting prepared for another video.
Why are you moaning to the US? Why are you moaning to the US President Donald Trump that America won't buy our pork pies, whereas you know the priority is to America no deal Brexit. The Bank of England says it's going to damage our prosperity as much as the banking crisis.
Well, let's be clear. There's an opportunity to do a great free trade deal with the United States, and the president is very gung-ho about that, and so am I. But I want to make it absolutely clear a couple of things. First of all, the NHS is not on the table. The NHS in no way can be part of the negotiations, and you heard the president this morning accept that. But also, there are real issues for UK business and manufacturers of all kinds in the barriers they face in the US. And I don't think people realise quite how protectionist sometimes the US market can be. So what I'm saying to Donald, the President Donald Trump, is, look, this is a big opportunity for both of us, but we need to see some movement, and we need some movement from the US
And
side
in terms of
as well, and on no deal.
But I want to ask you about that. I mean, we know that no deal that happens is going to happen on October the 31st. When will we get a trade deal?
Well, you're quite right, Robert. I mean, a trade deal with the United States is something that we can't. If they want to do it within a year, I'd love to do it within a year, but that's a very fast timetable. We want a comprehensive trade deal, one that goes beyond just manufacturers and agriculture. That's kind of the easy stuff to do. We need a really comprehensive deal that allows British insurers, British architects, British lawyers, aviation cabin, the freedoms for British Airways, so you can pick up in Chicago and sit down in LA. We want British shipping to be able to carry freight from New York to Boston. These are things that we're gonna have to argue for, and they will take time to settle. But it can be done. And what we've done today is set up
but the economic shock of no deal is soon. The benefits of a trade deal are years away.
I see the contrast.
So I'm just saying, what
I see the contrast.
priorities to some people be a bit weird.
No. Well, of course, on no deal, you're right in the sense that we have to prepare for it, and we have to work very hard, as we are, to minimise any possible economic consequences. And as I said on the steps of Downing Street, there will be bumps on the road. There may be bumps on the road. With every day that goes by, with all the preparations that we're making, we think that we're minimising those risks. And the reason for doing that, just so people remember, the reason for making all those preparations is not necessarily that we want to come out with no deal, though we're ready for it. It's to get the deal. It's to get the deal.
I understand that. Now, as part of your negotiations, you do not believe that the UK owes the EU 39 billion, do you?
Well, if we come out without an agreement, it is certainly true that the 39 billion is no longer, strictly speaking, owed.
What do you think we owe?
I'm not going to get into the figures, but
I'm
not going to get into the figures, Robert.
But is that the right
but there will be very substantial sums available to our country to spend on our priorities, to spend on getting our businesses.
Is that the right way to negotiate? That sounds like a threat.
It's not a threat. It's just a simple statement of reality. That's the way things are.
Now,
we're not. Listen, we're being incredibly. I hope you agree that in the last few days, maybe, I think in the last few days, there has been a change of mood. I think in the EU, they recognise that we're willing to talk about progress that can be made. Now, of course, they say that it's impossible. They say that they can't get rid of the backstop. The point that we're making to them is unless they get rid of that system that keeps the UK locked in the regulatory orbit, the trading system of the EU, with no say on those things for the UK, unless they get rid of that, there's no way we can do a deal. And I think that point has landed.
A couple of other points. Realistically, is there any chance that negotiations can start properly with the EU on this issue, unless and until the EU thinks that you are safe, i.e. that Parliament's not going to throw you out?
Well, I think it would be sensible to get going now, and we will get going now. And let me give you a metaphor.
We're not getting going.
Well, let me give you a metaphor. I swam around that rock this morning. Okay. Now,
for goodness sake, the bloody TV's just turned itself off.
It's a gigantic.
All right, sorry about that, guys. The TV turned itself off.
Way through. And I point to the EU.
Did you go through?
I point to the EU.
There's a
way through, but you can't find the way through if you just sit on the beach. That would be my message.
Now,
So let's get going.
Okay,
How about that? Does that work?
Metaphors are us. Now, a couple of other quick points. Do you still have confidence in Prince Andrew's ability to fulfil his royal duties? Many think he made a very serious mistake in continuing to be a friend of a man who admitted to soliciting.
I'm here at the G7.
Do you have confidence in his ability?
Let me tell you something. I've worked with Prince Andrew. I've seen the good he has been able to do for UK business overseas, and other than that, I have absolutely no.
You will, I think, have to make a decision on this, won't you?
No, I think I don't know what decision you're asking me to make or what the issue is, but all I can tell you.
You are the Prime Minister, and I think the Palace would want to know whether you have confidence in his ability to fulfill his royal duties.
Well, I can certainly tell you that over many years, I have no comment. I have no comment or no knowledge of all of the other stuff, but over many years, many people in UK politics, I've observed Prince Andrew hard at work selling the UK overseas.
Now, finally, the head of news and current affairs at Channel 4 criticised both you and Jeremy Corbyn for, she said, not allowing yourselves to be held to account by the media, and today you're refusing to be interviewed.
No, I'm not being interviewed by you.
Channel 4 News.
I've just subjected myself to almost.
Have you just shot yourself in the foot?
Not in this. I'm delighted to be interviewed by you, Robert. It's the highest honour that one of the. No, sorry, it's one of the high honours that a politician can have. But I have to. I'm afraid once this ceremony is over, I have to go and talk to French radio, French TV. And lots of other outlets as well. And I'm looking forward to that.
And now you're a manager, but finally, are we leaving with or without a deal?
I think that it all depends on our friends. And I think that they understand the parameters of where we are. The withdrawal agreement cannot work for the UK. It's been rejected 3 times. It contains terms that are anti-democratic that no country could possibly accept. Once I think that has really sunk in,
it's out of our hands. It's down to them in your view.
Then we've got a chance of making progress. But as I've said many times, get that backstop out, and then we're at the races. Thank you.
Interesting. Right, so very interesting words that he was saying. Donald Trump. No, I've got the name now. Boris Johnson.
So far in this G7, I think it'd be fair to say, Donald, that you and I have spent most of the conversations in completely glutinous agreement on most of the issues that have been raised, whether it was free trade, or Russia, or Iran, Hong Kong, a demonstration of the closeness of the UK to our European friends, which will persist beyond October the 31st, whatever happens.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
You couldn't get that. That's the spirit.
Unless you're trying to find the Donald Trump video with Boris Johnson, wherever that is. Where's that going to be then? I think I found it. So basically, we're going to go back to the beginning, guys, if you guys haven't seen. So, I had to rewind it back to the beginning again.
Thank you, folks. You know who this is? Does everybody know? It's going to be a fantastic Prime Minister. And we're having very, very good meetings. So far, so good.
We're going to do a fantastic deal. once we clear up some of the obstacles in our path.
It's a fantastic many deals, talking about many different deals, but we're having a good time. As far as UK and the United States, we're working on a big trade deal, and I think it's gonna work out very well. So thank you very much. See you later. Thank you very much, everybody.
Everybody.
We're having a very good meeting.
Yeah.
Very good series of meetings. We've last night we had dinner. It worked out. I think it was fantastic.
It was fantastic. We covered 3 subjects. We really covered 10 subjects. In the end, we did 3.
Three of them all talking about.
We did 3 in detail.
Mr. President, do you have any advice for Boris Johnson on Brexit?
He needs no advice. He's the right man for the job. I've been saying that for a long time. Didn't make your predecessor very happy, but I've been saying it for a long time. He's the right man for the job.
You're on message there. I'm very grateful for that. And we're looking forward to having some pretty comprehensive talks about how to take forward the relationship in all sorts of ways, particularly on trade. And we're very excited about that.
We're having very good trade talks between UK and ourselves. We do a very big trade deal, bigger than we've ever had with the UK, and now they won't have it. At some point, they won't have the obstacle, they won't have the anchor around their ankle, because that's what they had. So we're gonna have some very good trade talks.
And talking of the anchor, Don, what we want is for our ships to be able to take freight, say from New York to Boston, which at the moment they can't do because we want cabotage.
Many things we're talking about.
How fast do you think that you'll make the trade deal?
Pretty quickly. We don't anticipate any problems. Before we were sort of stymied, well, I was stymied by the other side because nothing got done on the other side, as you've seen from Brexit. This is a different person, and this is a person that's going to be a great prime minister, in my opinion. Boris, it's only my opinion.
No, look, I'm not gonna dissent. I'm not gonna discourage you on that goal. But obviously, I have memories of American trade negotiations in the past, and I have a formidable respect for the U.S. trade negotiations. And I know there'll be some tough talks ahead because at the moment, we still don't. I don't think we sell a single joint of British lamb. We don't sell any beef. We don't sell any pork pies. And there are clearly huge opportunities for the UK to penetrate the American market in a way that we currently don't. We're very interested to talk about that.
Mr. President, do you think that you will invite Putin to next year's G7, sir?
That I don't know. We did discuss it. We had a very good discussion on Russia and President Putin, and lively discussion. But really a good one. And
It was like
it certainly was. We'll see.
Mr. President, your allies pressure you to give up the trade war with China?
No. I haven't heard that. I think they respect the trade war. It has to happen. China's been, I can only speak for the United States. I can't say what they've been doing to the UK and to other places, but from the standpoint of the United States, what they've done is outrageous that presidents and administrations allow them to get away with taking hundreds of billions of dollars out every year, putting it into China. So the answer is, nobody told me that, nobody would tell me that.
Mr. President, any second thoughts on escalating the trade war with China?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Second
Might
thoughts?
as well. Might as well.
Do you have second thoughts about escalating the war
I
with
have
China?
second thoughts about everything.
Are you going to declare a national emergency on China?
Well, I have the right to, if I want, I could declare a national emergency. I think when they steal and take out and intellectual property theft, anywhere from $300 billion to $500 billion a year, and when we have a total loss of almost $1 trillion a year, for many years this has been going on. In many ways, it's an emergency. I have no plan right now. Actually, we're getting along very well with China right now. We're talking. I think they want to make a deal much more than I do. We're getting a lot of money in tariffs. It's coming in by the billions. We never got 10 cents from China. So we'll see what happens, but we are talking to China very seriously.
Are you concerned about how the market is reacting?
No, the market's doing great. Our country's doing great. Everybody was telling me yesterday, people are trying to copy the formula. We cut taxes way down. We got rid of regulations, large numbers, more than any president's ever gotten rid of. and we're doing very well. Our country's doing fantastically well. I mean, you people want a recession because you think maybe that's the way to get Trump out. Maybe that's the way we get him out. But I don't even think that would work because look, if there's anything, it's we've got to go into trade negotiations to get it right. But ultimately, it'll be many times what it was before. Our country is doing really well. We have horrible trade deals, and I'm straightening them out. The biggest one by far is China.
I just want to say I congratulate the president on everything that the American economy is achieving. It's fantastic to see that, but just to register a faint sheep-like note of arguing on the trade war. What in favor of trade?
Thinking. No, I was just breathing.
Well, we can, on the whole, the UK has profited massively in the last 200 years from free trade. And that's what we want to see. So we're keen to see. Well, I mean, we don't like tariffs on that.
How about the last 3 years? Don't talk about that. 200 actually.
Prime Minister, he made clear that in any trade talks with the US, the NHS will be off the table and animal welfare.
And not only have I made clear that, Donald, the president, has made that very, very clear as well. And so there's complete unanimity on that.
We're very close to a major deal with Japan. As you know, Prime Minister Abe and I are very good friends, and really good friends. We've been working on it for 5 months. Bob Lighthizer is here. Someplace, Bob, do you want to say something about the deal with Japan?
As I said, presumably something being announced after you meet with the Prime Minister in Japan.
We're working on a very big deal with Japan. We're very close to getting it, and frankly, I think what's happening in China helps with respect to Japan. But it's a very big deal. It'll be one of the biggest deals we've ever made with Japan. Okay. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, brother.
Well, that was very interesting with Donald Trump and Boris Johnson. Let's see here. Hope you all enjoyed this video, guys, and please like, comment, subscribe, share these videos with your friends, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Thank you for joining me. Peace. See you later, guys. Peace.